Welcome to the Kool, the Kareem Matthews podcast. I'm Kareem Matthews here with my dude, my Ramley, point guard extraordinaire, UCSD alumni, fake ass DJ, Mr. Rodney Lusian. What up, my dude?
Turn up.
Ah, wow.
Let me cut that off before we get all kind of copyright infringement.
Right. That's hilarious. He was out here tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what got us on that little pre-show tangent.
Right. That's funny.
Not that I fuck with 310 baby like that.
But everyone knows that song, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the radio, you've heard that song. Even if you don't listen to the radio.
Right. And if you teach high school,
Mm,
you can't help
okay.
but hear it.
Right. Nah. I heard it's popular with the high school ladies.
Left, right. Let me see you do it.
Right.
I have
Nah,
no
because he seemed like he's not much past out of high school.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? He seemed like, early 20s at most. I know somebody gonna hit us back like, you old ass niggas,
Look at the unks.
yeah, right.
The unks playing Oak City, huh?
Right, exactly. Look at the aunts. Hilarious. I can't believe we've elevated to that status.
Yep.
He said, look at the aunts.
That's all I get at work.
Oh, is that right?
What up, Unc?
Yeah, nah. That's funny. It's also a body blow. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, knock it off.
Right. Nah, it's
He
worse
said,
on the hoop court.
mm, mm, right.
On the hoop court, it's.
An insult.
I mean, it was shit. They don't call me Unc on the hoop court. It's just OG.
Oh, right.
Everything is OG.
Right. And it's funny because I'll only play in the 50 and over. So it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Out there, they be calling us youngster.
Right. I was playing with some young niggas yesterday, and I was like, man,
Mm,
any little thing you do, they act like it's the end of the
amazing.
world. Like, oh, OG got a crossover. OG can hit a
Right.
jump, man. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I'm
nigga, the
playing with
game ain't
Steve.
changed.
Me and Steve on the same team. Steve is like 15 years older than me. I'm like, that's the OG.
Right.
I'm
Right. But
like,
I'm sure they was OG in him too, though.
oh yeah, oh, for sure. Shit, I damn near OG.
As you should. Nah, that's funny, though. He said, I'm unk all day at school.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's a blessing though, you know what I'm saying, to make it that long. Like it's, I don't fight it. It's just funny to me that that's where we at. You know what I'm saying?
I think LeBron is unk too, ain't he? Like I've been
Mm,
seeing these breakdowns
mm.
of what's a YN. I can't remember what comes after YN. There's some between YNs and unks.
Okay, that's hilarious. He said, I think LeBron is an unk too now,
I
ain't he?
think I think LeBron is in the unk range.
That's funny. See, LeBron looked like an unk. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because that basically takes us into the first topic, the NBA free agency. Because I was gonna say, you know who else looked like an unk is DeAndre Ayton.
Ah,
I keep being like, wait a minute, this nigga's only 26. Like, because everybody else they talking about. Because I'm again in my little chat, I'm hot because we didn't get Brooke, we didn't get Capella, and then the other Laker fans in the chat be like, man, you want them old ass dudes? Because like I guess Brooke is 34, 35, and so is Capella. Capella's at least
Brooke Lopez is only 35. I
Okay,
feel like,
maybe older, but I think he's at least 35, and Capella's probably 33, 34. You know what I'm saying? And so when I saw that, I was like, damn, these niggas are kind of old. And then I was like, how old is Aiden? And I saw 26. I was like, he look older than them.
yeah, he 37. Brooke Lopez.
Brooke,
Yeah.
uh, uh,
Nah,
okay.
I mean,
Yeah, he
I
is
think
30.
the first time we brought up DeAndre Ayton, you pointed out he got drafted ahead of Luca.
Luca, right. Nah. And that's what Dude keep pointing to. We getting that level of talent. And then we also gonna get him on a discount because he got bought out. Was he making like,
DeAndre Ayton got bought out?
yeah.
Oh.
That's why we passed up on Brook and Capella because he got bought out. Before that, we was gonna sign Brook Lopez. You know what I'm saying? Then DeAndre Ayton got bought out, and we was like, Brook, you can go to the Clippers. But he can't sign with nobody till tomorrow at like noon.
Ah.
Ayton, you know what I'm saying? That's when his buyout clears is tomorrow at noon. So that's why we let Brook and Capella sign. And
You
that's what
just, you just made my night, Playboy.
I did.
Oh,
You like that, huh?
I love that. And we ain't got to get nothing up for him.
I mean, but what are we getting though? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that Dude was saying though in our chat was we getting him at a hella discount. Because I think he was making like 20 something last year.
Right.
And in this buyout, we gonna get him at like 8.
Mm.
I mean, if he take it, you know what I'm saying? But all signs is like, who else? Where you know what I mean? I mean, well, no, I'm not gonna say where else he gonna go because they said his other options are gonna be Indiana and Golden State.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So he gonna have to want to come to us because Indiana lost Miles Turner, you know what I'm saying, and Golden State lost Looney. So they was like they gonna be his other suitors if he don't come to us. You know what I'm saying? But we passed on Brook and Capella because he just got bought out like right before free agency started. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we was like, oh, hold up. I'm saying, Brook, we had your contract already prepared, but Aiton just got bought out. You know what I'm saying? So we holding off. You know what I mean? But I'm like, does that make us better?
Yes.
It does? You said that
Yes.
confidently.
Yes. He's been to
Wow.
the finals. I mean, so has whoever's starting for Daniel Gafford. But I mean, shit. He just got caked.
Gafford, I
DeAndre
mean, I feel like he's better than Aiton.
DeAndre Ayton, wasn't he the
Is
one
he
pick? He was the
huh?
one, right? He got drafted
Yeah.
first.
Exactly.
He not a bust. Like he ain't never been. He
You
ain't the
don't
bust.
think?
No. Who got
You don't
drafted?
think he's a bust?
Who got drafted after him? What draft was that? I just saw that shit.
It's him, Luca, Trey Young,
I think oh boy that went to Sierra Canyon.
not Bagley.
Yeah. Was Bagley the second pick?
In that draft, I thought Bagley was in a different draft because I think everybody after Luca, I mean after DeAndre Ayton was cool.
DeAndre Ayton was the same year as Jay Hands. Yeah,
So that means Colin
Marvin
Sexton
Bagley
was in
went
that
second.
draft.
Marvin Bagley went second.
Did he?
Yeah.
You sure? You looking at it?
Looking at it.
Hmm.
Sacramento. Luca went third, Jaren Jackson fourth, Trey Young fifth, Mo Bamba sixth. Yeah,
Okay.
this
Nah.
is Jalen Hands' draft class or his high school class. So we was with all these names for like
since high school.
all of their high school career, right?
Right now, because remember, Aiton was taking money
In high school,
and to go to college. Because I want to say, wasn't he ineligible for a minute at the beginning?
right? I know he had to go to some kind of prep school, like even though he wasn't a 13th grader, like he was because Jay Hands ended up in the same situation where they had to go fuck with Zach.
Mm.
Like DeAndre Ayton played at that same school. I don't think him and Jay Hands was there at the same time, but I think
They
DeAndre,
might have been. Maybe not. I don't know. Because I do remember them both being there that year or a year after each other.
right. I thought it was a year after each other because if it had been that same year, I would have made every effort
To
to
go
go
see that.
right. But yeah, he ended up having to do that because, right, whatever had gone on with him money wise had him ineligible
In
under
high
like
school.
CIF, right?
Nah, I remember he was taking money, but he had just came out here from the Bahamas.
Mm.
Kind of like dude from Baylor. That
Edgecombe,
guard. Yeah. That guard. That was like, we grew up with nothing. That's what he said when they got drafted. And then it was like, he said he said they didn't have electricity for 7 years. They lived
right,
on a generator. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Nah,
I'm rooting. I'm rooting for that dude.
he should be hungry as hell.
Right. Now he is. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he played. And it's funny because now we switching to the draft, but when he got picked, they was comparing him to like Oladipo and
Mm.
D Wade.
Right.
And I kept saying, this nigga is Ant. And then they said he said his favorite player is Ant. And I was like, that's who y'all talking about Oladipo, nigga, is Ant, who's right there right now. Y'all going back to the, you know what I mean?
And I'm
20
like,
years.
has Oladipo earned a comparison?
Right.
Like,
Nah, for a top 3 pick.
right.
I'm like, come on, man. Don't do dude like that. He's Ant. He's a baby Ant. And then he said his favorite player was Ant. And I was like, okay. You hear him, y'all? That's who he's trying to emulate. But nah, back to the Lakers, man. You think DeAndre Ayton makes us bet? Okay, it may make us marginally better, but it doesn't close the gap on what these other teams in the West have done this offseason. Like, we only won one playoff game. It wasn't like we was on the cusp. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a small move is enough for us. We need to do something, you know what I mean? I feel like we needed to be in on the early part of this free agency.
When last we spoke about DeAndre Ayton, we was cool with he averaged 14 and 10 last year.
That's the part that caught me off guard is he averaged 10.9 boards. That's almost 11. I was like, if he want to come in and do that,
When last we talked about him, we was cool with giving up AR-15 to get him. Like
were we?
yes. Cause John Ireland had said, because it came up, you was like, he ain't the 3-piece. We got to use him to get our 3rd piece. And you was like, they were saying that we could give him up for Gafford. And John Ireland was like, nah, if we're going to give up AR-15, it's going to get us something better than Gafford. And John Ireland was like, it can get us Ayton. So the fact that we're going to get him and not have to give up AR-15, hopefully we can use AR-15 to go get something else.
Right, to go get Giannis.
Nah,
AR-15 and Rui for Giannis.
this is
Nah, I mean, I
one
guess
pick, dude, and he ain't. I mean, I feel like Marvin Bagley is more of a bust than him.
no, he absolutely is.
I
That's
expected Marvin Bagley to be better than Ayton. Like if I had been drafting at the top of that draft, I would have took Marcus Bagley.
Marvin.
Marvin, right. But yeah, I feel like Aiden has done enough to keep the bus dogs at bay.
It's funny because all I think about when I see Aiton is Greg Oden.
Right.
I can't see nobody else when I see him. You know what I'm saying? And he was officially a bust, but his shit was because of injury. You know what I mean? It wasn't because of play wise, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I can't really fight that Aiton makes us marginally bigger.
For his
I mean,
career, he's 16 a game and 10 and a half rebounds.
mm,
He's a
nah,
double-double for the last
6, 7
6, 7
years.
years. And they got to a finals with him.
Phoenix?
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's
Nah.
when he probably got caked. It was like, oh shit, like this is I don't
And
know
they was trying not to have egg on their face though.
who Phoenix.
Yeah, like we drafted him over Luca and Trey Young, and then we just not gonna cake him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They kind of had to be like, okay, we like Aiton. See, look, we got to the finals. Yeah. While Luca and them over there, like, man, please.
And that was what CP3 and that was CP3 and Book. Like this wasn't
LeBron and Luca.
it wasn't right. This was before they brought in KD. Like it was CP3 and Book, and Aiden was like, I'm the third dude. Let's go.
Nah, I mean, I'm listening to you, you know what I'm saying? You slowly swaying me over because all day I've been like, man, Aiden ain't gonna make us better. I mean, that's the thing. If he does make us better, I don't feel like Houston, Dallas, the Clippers, and Denver off the top have all gotten better this offseason.
Say that one more time.
Houston, the Clippers, Denver, and Dallas.
All right. Houston, I know. Although I mean,
KD, Capella, DFS,
they got
Finney Smith. Like, if we had got Capella and kept Finney Smith, you
that
know what I'm
wouldn't be
saying?
enough.
But
Wouldn't be enough.
it wouldn't be
Houston,
enough, but it would be moves in the right direction.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel
Losing
like
Finney,
if we get Aiden, I like us better than Houston. I
what?
love KD.
No way.
Yes, way.
Houston is the second favorite to win it all now.
I know.
And third is Denver.
I
Denver
feel
got Bruce Brown back and Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson from like Brooklyn.
Yeah, for
Charlotte.
Porter Jr. Nah,
Oh,
Brooklyn.
they gave up Porter Jr.?
Yeah. For Cam and then to be able to sign Bruce Brown back. You know what I'm saying? To give them back their bench. You know what I'm saying? From it's what they was missing last year. Dallas, because they got Cooper Flag, who again, we don't know, but on paper, you know what I'm saying? You gotta say they've gotten better than we have. We haven't added anybody.
You saying prior to us adding Aiden, if we don't get Aiden.
Well, today.
Right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? At the moment of this recording, Dallas has gotten better than us. So you think if we get Aiton, that equals out them getting Cooper Flag?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, they are both number one picks.
Right. And this one has been in averaging 16 and 10 for his career.
Which I don't think Cooper Flag gonna do.
I was about to say.
Which I don't believe Cooper Flag is gonna reach, so I'm not even gonna jump out on that limb.
I mean, if you count AD as a center, then okay. But Luka and LeBron ain't never had a center as good as DeAndre Ayton. This gonna be their best center.
Wow.
For sure, Luka. Luka's gonna be like, Luka's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna freak.
He got drafted ahead of me. This is
Right.
why he got drafted ahead of me.
Right.
Man, I
And it,
can't believe I'm just listening because you
yeah.
make it 8 now I feel like we picking up Will. Like, damn, we about to add the big DR shit. Hold on. Let me back up on my plan. We might can go to the final. Because 16 and 10, that the part that surprised me was he averaged 10.9 boards last year. I was like, ooh, that's a big number. If you want to come in and focus on that, because that's the thing. That's how Andre Drummond was when we got him.
Mm.
He was a high volume, 10 point something rebound dude. And he may have averaged that with us, but it didn't feel like it.
And he was mostly coming off the bench, right?
Drummond, I
Yeah.
want to say he started for a minute at the beginning. Nah, I mean you making me soften my stance on Ayton. You know what I'm saying? Because coming into this, I was like, man, Ayton.
So the year, yeah, I feel like so they probably went to the finals. Damn, was it that long ago?
Phoenix.
Yeah, that was post pandemic. That was probably 2020, 2020, 2021.
Yep, it had to be.
Yeah, he only averaged 14 and 10. I mean, he's never not averaged 10 rebounds.
No, that's the part I'm worried about. His scoring is gonna be gravy. You know what I'm saying? I honestly don't feel like we counting on him for his scoring. It's his rebounding and his rim protection. And is he a lob threat? Like, I mean, can he catch? You
Right.
saying
I don't that rim protection and lob threats are something that I'd have to see.
okay, right? Because I feel like that's what we looking for. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why he wasn't a great fit. But if you want to come and grab 10 boards a night, we can start with that.
But
And you
he's
are 7 feet, so I'm like, he should be able to catch a lob,
with a 7'6" wingspan. I mean, and he's
and he only 26.
his second year in the league, he played 38 games. And that
We
was
need more than that.
actually that was the pandemic year though.
Okay.
And he averaged 18 and 12.
Mm,
But other than that, this last season was the fewest games he had played, which was 40.
mm.
But I feel like he's been relatively healthy his whole career. Like I know it's the what's the dude that got hurt?
Greg
The
Oden.
right. It's hard to unsee it. You're right.
Ah,
But yeah, I feel like he shouldn't be beat up. Like I don't he's 7 feet with a 7'6" wingspan. Like he
nah.
coming in, he shouldn't be coming in like an old 26. Like he should be. I mean,
It's funny though, because that's the feeling he gives off. Like you don't think him and Luca was in the same class? Like they may be the same age. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like he seems so much older. Even Trey Young. I mean, Bagley's damn near out the league, so you can't put him in it. Jaren Jackson, like you think him and Jaren Jackson the same age?
I do just because I feel like that's the high school class I've probably followed the closest outside of our own
Mm. Recently or ever?
ever.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever followed a high school class as closely as I followed that one.
That was Jay Hand's class.
Yeah. So all these names just go together to me. So when you
Right.
say Jaren Jackson versus DeAndre Ayton, it's like, yeah, I mean they go together in my mind. Like it's
Right. Nah, well, Jaren Jackson just got recaped. And DeAndre Ayton just got released.
But didn't Portland just pick up two dudes? They picked up two centers either in the draft or free agency.
Did they? Because I know they got Drew Holiday back.
All right. Shit, I'm sitting here looking at the draft.
Didn't they get dude we wanted? Who got? Oh no, Phoenix got him. Mark Williams, the nigga we had traded for.
Right. Okay. And they got Malawat.
The,
Okay, that's
right.
what I was thinking of.
They
Phoenix is
got
the one.
they got the bigs we wanted.
Yeah. Phoenix is the one that's like, and did they got rid of Bowl? They don't want to give us Bowl.
Nah, he a free agent. Cause somebody was saying we need to look at him. Bowl is a free agent. They was like, Bowl is an upside, you know what I'm saying? Not because we need more than one big. Even if we get Ayton, we still need another big. You know what I'm saying? They was like, Bowl is a sleeper. You know what I'm saying? He high upside for low risk. You know what I mean? Because Shaq be comparing him to Wemby.
Right. What are we waiting on? God damn. Nigga, it's
Bowl is a
it's about to be
Bowl is a free agent. Huh?
It's about to be midnight on the West Coast. Like it's already past midnight on the East Coast. These moves need to be made.
Nah, hey, and that's what I kept saying. Somebody needs to call Rob because I feel like he done. Rob is done with the new ownership. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do. Like they let Ned Coletti stay around for the Dodgers for a hot second. Then they brought in a whole. They didn't even bring in AGM. They brought in GMs. Like the Dodgers got a GM team now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Lakers gonna do. They're not gonna just have Rob making all the decisions for that big ass conglomerate. Are you crazy? So that's why I was like, Rob needs to be. I trade LeBron. They would have to fire me this off season. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we gotta get this nigga out of here. Instead, he's sitting back on his hands. I'm like, Rob, do something. You know what I'm saying? But nah, if we brought in Ayton and Bowl, you know I've been on Bowl for a minute.
Oh yeah.
You know
Yes.
I've been telling fools, Bowl got packaged, man. And then when Wemby came, I was like, dude, Bowl been doing that. And he's 7'3" too. I don't understand the difference. You know what I'm saying? And even Shaq brought it up though. Shaq was pumping it up on TNT like, hey, Bowl comparable to Wemby. And niggas was like, come on, Shaq.
Right.
But I was like, I feel Shaq on that.
Right. Nah. I wasn't on Bowl as early as you. Like you definitely got on him before me, but definitely that draft. I was like, the Lakers need to get Bowl. And I think he was
available
on the board. Right. Like I feel like that's the year we drafted Taylor Horton Tucker.
He's cost us so much.
Has he?
We let Caruso go to keep him. Because he was with Clutch.
Right.
One.
Which is why he was drafted.
Right. And he had long arms. You know what I'm saying? And Caruso ain't got long arms. So we didn't take Bowl. We let Caruso go. And then we let him go.
Right.
We don't even have him no more. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
I think he ended up with the Bulls.
He went to Utah first.
Right. Yeah. This past season he was with the Bulls and was
Right.
killing me in some meaningless basketball games. Like this
Mm.
motherfucker turned into what LeBron thought he was gonna be. Like in some meaningless ass game where I took the other team, this nigga went for like 30 and 15.
Wow. I don't remember him doing that
I'm
this
like,
year.
right, he did.
Mm.
Taylor Horton Tucker, you bitch, you.
Right. He set us back. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, nah, if we bring in dominating and bold,
Nah.
I'm
I
at
mean,
I'm at the pro shop tomorrow.
getting a bowl jersey. I feel like we low key just kind of solved it right there. Like, yo, because they've been saying we need two bigs because they talking about Al Horford as the second big. And I'm like, now he's old. I'm saying
Right.
I didn't know Brooke Lopez was that old, but I know Al Horford is old because he played with Joakim in college. And Joakim been gone and got a good run in. Like Al Horford is like LeBron's age.
Right. I'm going to say very confidently he's the last person from his draft in the league.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because when I was texting you earlier this week about this year's high school class, how it's dominated by LA, like 4 out of the top 5 dudes in the class of 2026 is from LA, including one from Inglewood. Kind of Inglewood's highest rated player ever, but he ain't Inglewood's best player. No way, no how. But anyway, I started cycling back, looking through other high school classes.
Mm.
And one of the ones I looked at was, I think, '07 and '08. I think '07 was as far back as they went. And '07, I think, was the Kevin Love, OJ Mayo, like Derrick Rose. Or it might somewhere up in there. '08, '09, one of them. But whatever year after that was the year with sheesh. Old boy that went to Dominguez, the point guard, Brandon Jennings.
Right.
And he got drafted number 1. And
Did
that
he?
draft, I was looking through and I was like, damn, all these dudes is gone, but the two
He
that's
got
still
drafted number one?
there, yeah.
B. Jennings?
Maybe he didn't. No, he did. He was
No.
the number 1 dude. Okay, no, my bad. He was the number 1 dude in the class.
Right. Nah, because he went overseas.
Right.
I think he was top 5 though. Nah, it's funny because he be on podcasts saying how Drew Holiday has never been a better basketball player than him. He's like, he had a better career than me. He said, but he knows he's not a better basketball player than me. And that's because of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
He still feels that.
Right. Because I didn't
I
even
was the
look at the
number one
draft.
player in that class.
Right. I just looked at the rankings, the rankings of the players when they was in high school.
Right. And that's what he's looking at.
Right.
He has never forgotten that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nah. But I think DeMar DeRozan and the Beard, James Harden, they the only 2 dudes from Brandon Jennings' high school class that's still in the league.
And that's all LA.
Right.
Them 2 and Brandon Jennings.
Right.
We was deep up in that draft.
Right. But all that to say, Al Horford gotta be the last dude from his high school class.
Playing.
Because Corey Brewer, who was a part of that draft, that class,
and that team.
he's deep in the big 3. Like, he's got, like, years in the big 3. Like, he's damn near, like, they
the
all...
big 3 OG. He's the big 3 unk.
He's like they all-time leading scorer. Like, they put some shit up this weekend of, like, the all-time leading scorers in the big 3.
Wow.
And Corey Brewer is up there.
Yeah, because he played with Joakim and Horford.
They
And
was
like
all
Augustine.
class of '04. I remember they used to call themselves the '04s.
Mm,
And then they won it in '06 and '07
mm.
and then pieced out. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
LeBron. So yeah, D Howe. LeBron was class of '03. D Howe was class of '04. So that's the class he was in, the White Howard.
Mm.
Um, which I mean, he could still be in the league theoretically.
Right. In his mind, but he big three now.
Right. So nah, if we get Al Horford, I might give up rooting for the Lakers for a year.
Now it's funny that you said that because they were saying basically the new ownership is punting on this season. They like we saving our money up for next off season because then LeBron will be off the books.
Right.
They basically because they like we can get two max dudes with LeBron's money, two max dudes. You know what I'm saying? They like the new ownership is not showing LeBron that same love that Genie was. The new ownership ain't got no ties to him like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they was like LeBron wanted to opt out and re-sign like a 2 or 3 year at
Mm,
like 50 million. You know
hmm.
what I'm saying? And the Lakers was like, nah,
Which Genie would have done.
right, nah. But the new ownership was like, nah, you take the 50 or that's it. You know what I'm saying? And so then that's when Clutch came out with their statement like, we gonna be monitoring what the Lakers do over the next year or whatever before we
Right.
decide what we gonna be doing moving forward. They
Right.
tried to spin it, you know what I'm saying? After the Lakers was like, nah, if you opt out, that's it.
This is probably the first time. I mean, no doubt, the first time a team has said no to LeBron. Like he been
Right,
able to just manipulate it, sign these 2-year deals with second-year player option,
right.
just to
All his
keep his option. It's like, all right, you can keep your options open. Like just go on and opt out and see what you can get out there.
right, nah, he wasn't doing that because he wasn't getting 50 nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? And now they low key talking about a trade.
Mm.
Like now trading him is on the table. It may not be in the middle of the table, but it's made its way onto the table. Where before, like shit, a couple weeks ago, we was like, it's no way they doing that. Remember, we was like, LeBron and Luka is out. So we would have to start at Austin Reeves as possible trade candidates. Now, it's still not a high percentage that he getting traded, but it's made its way to the percentages. Like it's a percentage of that in play now. You know what I'm saying? Because of the new ownership. Like you already seen how they operate. You know what I'm saying? How they did the Dodgers. That's exactly how they gonna do the Lakers. Like the were in a very similar position. They wasn't as bad. Like the Lakers ain't as bad as how the Dodgers was, but as far as the structure of the team, like McCourt wasn't spending no money. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they bought the Dodgers, they made that trade with Boston to get Adrian Gonzalez, but
Mm.
they had to take Beckett and Carl Crawford because they had crazy contracts. So right away, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what they're gonna do next year. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get LeBron off the books and they're gonna bring in two pieces that you'd be like, oh, they serious. You know what I'm saying? And they're not gonna have Rob running it by himself. If at all, if he's even here at all, you know what I'm saying? Because Magic is work with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Magic is one of Mark Walter's boys, and he's in that other group that own the Dodgers.
Right.
So he gonna be in Mark Walter's ear. You know what I'm saying? And it's we know him and Rob don't get along.
Right.
So, you
Nah,
know,
I feel like this is like as much as we say we know what they did with the Dodgers and they gonna follow that same playbook. we also know they're going to do shit diametrically opposite of what Jeannie and McCourt was doing. And we know Jeannie would kowtow to star power. She did it with Kobe. And I hate mentioning Kobe and LeBron because Kobe low-key had earned,
Nah, not even low key. High key. You know what I'm saying?
At the time, when Kobe took them those last 2-3 years of that crazy ass contract, when we knew he wasn't that dude no more, I'm like, Kobe, like if you really trying to win, you wouldn't have took that contract. Like you would have.
But he was like, I had already won y'all 5. You know what I'm saying? That was his rebuttal to that. I was trying to win. I won y'all 5. LeBron can't say that. Right. LeBron's only won 1, and it was in the bubble. And then he tried to come out a couple weeks ago and be like, winning ain't everything. Remember, you heard that? He was like, oh, your legacy shouldn't be defined on
wins. Culture, right.
I'm like, come on, you can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? Like, when you won with Cleveland against Golden State, you was like, this solidifies me as the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? And now, because you ain't really won much more than that, this winning culture don't define your, you know what I mean? It's like, man, stop it. So I feel like that was the difference between, you know what I'm saying? But now, finish. You're right.
That's I mean, we know what Jeannie would have done. She would have kept the keys of the franchise with LeBron. And low-key, Rob is part of that same, like, because he's connected to Kobe, we, elevated him to some shit. And granted, Golden State with Bob, like, other squads had been like, all right, we're going to take these agents who've been on the other side of these negotiation tables and we're going to put them in GM spots. Like, we was low-key following that. But, that I feel like if he didn't have that connection to Kobe, then he wouldn't have been in. And with the way this money's going to come in terms of the Lakers' new ownership group, the salary cap going to be the salary cap. Like, they can't do much with that. Like, they can maybe tolerate some second apron more than Jeannie might try to tolerate it. But I feel like your real money can be spent in the front office. We don't need a starter GM. We don't need a starter coach, JJ. Like, we can go get whoever, Phil Jackson, you want to come back? Like, we can go get the dopest coach.
He missed out on Ty Lue because we didn't want to pay him. That wouldn't happen under this new group. You know what I'm saying? The reason we don't have Ty Lue is because of money. You know what I mean? Like, nah, all the shit that, I hate to say this, but all the shit that the Clippers do, you know what I'm saying? We have the ability to do now. We got a nigga with deep pockets just like that because the Clippers got like 5 GMs. You know what I'm saying? They got a whole staff of dudes working on that. Like,
and Jerry West was one of them.
Right. Nah. I want to say Lawrence Frank.
Right.
Like, they got a, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we gonna have. Because they already talking about the dudes that work with the Dodgers that was ex-basketball dudes. Dan Cashton?
Yeah.
They mentioned 2 or 3 dudes that's with Guggenheim or with the Dodgers that's going to slide over to the basketball part. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's not going to just be one GM. It's going to be a bunch of voices that they put together. So, that's what I'm saying. Rob ain't going to have the level of power that he has now if he's even here. Because another example they pointed to was when Mark Cuban, he sold. And they told him he was still going to be, part of the decision-making process. And they didn't even tell him about trading Luka. He found out about them trading Luka like we did. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff that they telling Jeannie she going to be involved with now, when the real, you know what I'm saying, once they really take over, they were just saying that to make the sale happen. Now
Right.
that they really in control, you know what I'm saying? You already saw how they did LeBron, like you said. If Jeannie was fully in control, LeBron would have got to opt out, re-sign a 2 or 3 year, you know what I'm saying, and kept this party going. They was like, nope. You know what I'm saying?
But in terms of pung on the season and trying to save money to cake two max dues next year, I don't feel like Aiton and Bowl. I don't feel like they. I feel like all that's still on the table with them, especially
Nah,
if he's getting
those
paid.
would be saving money moves.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because Aiton is on discount. Because that's the thing. Like Miles Turner, he got 120 or some crazy shit like that from Milwaukee. Like the dudes that we would have got, Capella got 4 years, which is why we didn't want to go with him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Finney Smith. So the dudes that we would have paid for, you know what I mean, would have been out of this. We saving up for next year. But Aiton, buying him out already caked him.
right.
And Bo, he looking for an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So nah, those dudes would still fit in that we punting on this season time frame. And I think they would actually help us.
Right. Right. Which I still don't think we have a draft pick for next year.
We
I feel
don't,
like not first round. I don't know.
because we didn't have that one this year.
Right.
And I feel like it was every other year that we was missing it.
I thought I heard them say something about for this year even how it 2027 I kept hearing them say was like the next time we would have
Have a
control
first.
of our picks.
Mm.
But I'm gonna try to look that up real quick. All that to say, um, you know, we ain't gonna be able to do the complete kind of reboot or money saving reboot. Like I feel like cats want to go to OKC mode in the future. But when you still ain't got your picks,
It's hard to do that
right?
because they had like 16 picks. And
Okay,
it's crazy.
that got us having a pick next year.
Okay. Nah, because I was gonna say I think how they staggered it is like you can't trade every like consistent
Uh,
back-to-back first round picks, you know what I'm saying, in consecutive years.
right.
But nah, it's funny because you mentioned two things that I wanted to bring up. The OKC route. Because OKC just caked Shai. You saw that?
Yeah.
280 for 4.
Mm,
He making 71 a year. And they was breaking down how once you cake one dude like that, you just can't build around him. Like they had a list of the highest dude that was paid, and they was like, "Is any one of these teams good?"
mm,
It's like Bradley Beal.
right.
I want to say AD
Mm,
was on there, and none of them was at 70 million.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Bradley Beal is probably 40. You know what I mean? Which is damn near half that.
Which was crazy when he signed it. It was
Right.
mind boggling as SGA shit is today.
Nah. And that's the perfect word for it. It's mind-boggling because SGA makes more a year than Shohei. That
And
that's
Oklahoma,
what made it mind-boggling to me. You know what I'm saying? Was that he makes more than Shohei yearly. Of course, Shohei shit is for like 20 years, but still, because we was trying to justify that Shohei makes that back off the field. Shea not doing that.
right? That's Oklahoma City.
Right. Even if Canada's buying up everything. You know what I'm saying? Because he's Canadian. It's not comparable to what Shohei. So to me, that makes Shohei look like a deal.
Mm.
If they paying Shai that, you know what I'm saying? We getting a deal with Shohei. I was like, man, he making more than Shohei. Like I never. We thought that would never happen. We
Right.
like nobody. You know what I'm saying? Juan Soto came up. We're like nobody gonna make more than Shohei. And less than 2 years later, here
Right.
go. I'm not gonna say just a random basketball player, but you know what I'm saying? Just a basketball player is now eclipsed Shohei on the yearly salary. I'm like, this money is out of control. You know what I'm
For
saying?
OKC, I keep
Right.
wanting to repeat. Like I could see if it was
New York,
T-State, New York, the show.
Miami. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Nah, man, yeah. And then it brings me to my other point, how they waived Dame.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They waived Dame and they gonna eat 100 million in salary. That's crazy. Those two numbers, Shai getting 71 a year, and them, they gonna pay $20 million in dead money for the next 5 years to get rid of Dame.
And Milwaukee has been a constant source of conversation for us
Mm.
because of the whole Giannis, and we keep talking about how they over a barrel. Like I mean, that's
I
I
feel
mean,
like that puts them more over the barrel.
for sure.
And then
How desperate
Giannis
do you
said
have to
he didn't
be?
like the move.
Ah,
They was saying they was doing this move to keep Giannis, getting Miles Turner. And then when Giannis was like, I wanted Dame. Giannis like, why y'all get rid of Dame? You know what I'm saying?
oh,
I'm
Giannis
like,
didn't like it.
yeah, Giannis didn't like the move that they just made to keep Giannis. Giannis wanted Dame. You know what I'm saying? Giannis was like, I like Dame,
Mm,
not Miles Turner. You know what I'm saying? So the move they made to keep Giannis, Giannis don't like. So, and I mean, I feel like they over the barrel eating 20 million. I mean, you said, oh, you keep saying OKC for Shay's money. That's Milwaukee. They got money like that. You know what I'm saying? But they can just pay. So they was like basically Miles Turner gonna cost them like 50 a year.
mm.
And Dame's money that they had to eat to pay him, and then what they gonna be paying him. That's both like 25. He getting like 25 a year, and they paying Dame like 25 to not be there. And it's like, does Miles Turner and Giannis put y'all, you know what I mean? Like, Miles Turner is cool, but that ain't like, oh my God, they loaded up. You know what I mean?
They signed him
Yeah, free agent.
because when they did, I of course thought about the Lakers and was like, "Oh, we didn't want no Miles Turner.
Not at that price,
What 30?
something like that. We don't have that.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, I feel
We don't
like
have.
he earned that. I don't feel like that's overpaying for him.
Mm,
That's ballpark of what he should get.
and actually, he's not even getting 30. He got 107 for 4.
So that's like 27.
Right.
Nah. And going back to Aiden, because you mentioned Indiana as a possible landing spot, like even when I look at Turner going to Milwaukee, it's like, all right, Turner is a younger version of Brook Lopez. Like he shoot the three, he inside
Decent,
out.
decent rim protector.
Yeah, that ain't what Aiden does. Like Aiden, so if Indiana is trying to replace Miles Turner with a similar skilled dude, then
It ain't Ayton.
That's not Ayton.
Well, I don't know if they have the option of replacing with a similar skill dude at this point. The market is bare. You know what I'm saying? All the centers is gone.
And they need to be punting.
Indiana?
Right.
Nah, with Halliburton gone.
Right.
Boston punting.
Nah, the East. Like all of a sudden, Philly's like
Nah.
Philly's getting up off the ground like, oh, hold on, man. Shit, we brand new again. Like we back in the
back. Nah. And it's crazy because I seen a couple proposals for us to get Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Philly get up off Embiid.
Wow.
Hey. It's been worse shots to take.
Right. Nah. That's right in the mode of what we do.
Right. Nah.
We all felt like he was coming here anyway. At some point.
And now we can get him on a mad discount. But Austin and Rui would have to be in that deal for the money. But I mean, you know, would you do that? Huh?
And connect.
Oh, right. Well, connect would be part of the value. But Austin and Rui would have to be in it to
money wise.
Right. Even if y'all don't like these players, y'all gotta take them because Embiid make 40. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I also don't feel like Ayton would fit with Golden State. I mean, I feel like Golden State is smart enough that they can, like, they're going to play him and Draymond at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, that gives you no shooting.
Right. At 3 out of your 5 positions, or 2 out of your 5.
At least, depending on who else you got out there.
Nah.
I mean, that's my thing, though. Does he fit with us?
16 and 10.
Right. But, I mean, you would say 16 and 10 fit with Indiana or Golden State. But when you break down how they play and how he gets that 16 and 10, it don't fit. And that's my thing. What we need is a lob threat and rim protection. Yeah, we need 16 and 10, but is he going to be that 16 and 10 with us? With us asking him to do what we going to be asking him to do? You know what I'm saying? And that was what we was talking about in my other chat. Like, is he a fit with us? Yeah, the numbers and how you broke it down, I was listening because it sound like I said, you made me think we was getting wilt. But then when you just broke down how he don't fit with them, I'm like, okay, do that same analysis on him with us.
But we play a different style, and I feel like we should have more versatility in the way we play. Like, could he be AD-ish? I feel like he's closer to AD than he is to
Miles Turner. Okay. Okay. Could he be a Toomey AD?
And LeBron and Luka, like different times, but I guarantee you Magic could cook with DeAndre
Ayton. He cooked with Michael Thompson. And that's the last Bahamian big man.
Luka and LeBron, y'all supposed to be the closest thing to me since me. And y'all together, like I didn't have no other unicorn, right?
It was just me. It wasn't me and another me. And I'll still cook with these dudes.
Right. It's 2 me's, and y'all can't figure out a way to use
the 7-foot former #1 pick.
Worth of 16 and 10 for his career.
Because that's Michael Thompson. He was a former #1 out of the Bahamas that had kind of fell off. that we picked up at Magic Freaky.
Right. Out of Portland.
Ah, out of Portland. I
Yeah.
think we actually had gotten him from San Antonio,
Oh, okay.
but San Antonio had got him from Portland the year we got him. He
Mm.
didn't even play a whole season in San Antonio. So he basically was from Portland. But that's crazy. The parallels there. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, you got me pumping my brakes on hating on Aiton and hating on Aiton. And that's the thing. Tomorrow should be the day. Tomorrow is when he becomes signable. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't scoop him up tomorrow, because they was talking about if we miss out on him, DeAndre Jordan is in play.
And I think he's from that same class. He's another dude
No, he's
from
the last. Him and they the last ones.
the B. Jennings class.
Uh,
I think he's from that same graduating class with Harden and although
Rosen.
he seemed older than them to me, but
Right.
I'm pretty sure he was
They
part of that
saying,
same group. But hell nah.
nah, that's what I said. And Gino texted me with that too. He's like, if this happens, we're cooked.
And that was my point in bringing up the draft was like, because obviously we feel like Aiden and Bobo at least help. If it make us championship, probably not. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that for another day. But it damn sure takes us out of the lotto. Like if we was like, dude, we got this pick. Next year's draft is supposed to be killer, even more so than this year's. So shit, let's go on and punt on this season and get some lotto and see if the NBA want to give us some love and give us a top 3 pick. And
All of that. Because remember, I think last week you were saying how next year's class was gonna be better.
yeah, I was texting you, I think.
Oh, you text me that. Okay, I thought I don't know if we had talked about it on air because I was like, damn, because I like this year's class. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I gotta keep my eye on next year's class. And I didn't hear no names, but somebody was like Cam Boozer.
Yeah.
Somebody put him, you know what I mean? Oh, it was Greg Anthony.
He's top 3.
That's what I'm saying. Because they was talking about who's gonna be in next year's draft. And that was the first name that I had heard. And it was like and because they were saying it was on NBA TV, and they were saying we was biased. They were like we biased because we work with his dad. So we hoping we putting it on that he gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh okay. Oh, now you
They saying he's gonna have every bit the freshman year that
Cooper Flag just had.
at Duke.
Mm.
It's gonna be part due of what we just saw with Cooper Flag. Like Duke is y'all ain't gonna miss nothing next year.
Nah, that was the first name that I heard. You told me that class is better than this class, but I didn't hear no names. And then the other day, someone was like Cam Boozer, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I've been hearing that name. They twins,
Right. But not the same size.
mm.
Like the other Boozer is like
guard.
6'5", right? Whereas
They
this,
both going to Duke though, right?
I think so. Whereas
Nah,
this one is 6'9". But nah, it's supposed to be like 3 Cooper Flag-esque dudes at the top of next year's draft.
mm. Nah. Again, when I heard that name,
Because one is going to BYU, and I remember you
oh
telling
yeah,
me about
yeah,
nigga,
he's the number one pick.
right,
He's the number one player. Yeah, remember I was like BYU caked up.
right,
BYU big in them church coffers and it was like, hold on. Oh, so him. Okay. See,
right,
now it's coming together.
right.
Him, Cam, you'll tank for either one of them.
And this 6'5" point guard that's going to Kansas that they like, whoever, I can't remember their coach name, but they like
Self.
Bill Self, right. already gave him the keys. Like, nigga, this is yours.
Mm.
You 6'5" point. I ain't never had one of these.
I've only had Jock. I think Jock played for Roy.
He did.
Okay, yeah. See, we put names with it now. He said your boy from BYU. Remember, you was telling me they got the #1 dude. Well,
right.
him.
Right. Nah.
Him. Hoosier.
And this dude Peterson that's going to Kansas.
Okay.
And
So
they
there's
like
the top of your draft.
Cause the dude that's going, cause BYU's in the Big 12 now. So they like the Big 12
head up.
It's it's bonkers. Like, and Houston's there. Like, Arizona got the dude from Roosevelt out here in like Riverside. That played in the Drew as an 11th grader last year, going to 12th grade, and was killing in the Drew. And then went and killed high school. Had like 50 in the state championship game. He going to Arizona. They got him slotted to be, I'm looking at next year's mock, where they got him going. Actually, they disrespect. Yeah, I didn't even see him in next year's mock. Which I was like, okay, y'all are crazy.
Y'all sleeping. He gonna be in it.
Right. He gonna be like, nigga, why am I not top 5? I'm in that same conference, and I'm seeing both these dudes. Because he was actually ranked like 10th in this in the class of 2025. As they were graduating high school, he was ranked 10th, and I thought that was low. I'm like, oh, it's 9 better niggas than him. The dude who clearly held down Cali. Like,
how Cali's ranked this year?
Right.
The love they giving Cali this year.
Right. I mean, and this other cat, like Elijah Arenas, they got him going 9th. And there's another dude that's going to Duke next year from LA who's supposed to be at the lotto range for next year. I don't see his name, though. Anyway, if you hold down Cali the way he did, like, it ain't many dudes who
held it down like that.
Right.
And ain't getting a top 10 love.
Right.
Nah, I mean, that puts more clarity on that next year's draft, because I have been hearing whispers about it being, but I didn't hear, again, it was no names attached to it. But then finally I heard Boozer, Cam, I was like, okay. And then you was like, hold on, you remember you mentioned dude from BYU. He in it. And then this PG.
Right, because these dudes, they played Inglewood last year.
Roosevelt?
Yeah.
And he went off.
We got J. Crow Jr., who's literally top 5 in the class of 2026. He put like damn near 60 on Inglewood. And they beat us by 15-20.
So it was thorough.
Inglewood lost in the first round of the playoffs last year. Like, the playoffs last year was crazy. Like, Inglewood wasn't even in the top division. Like, it's open, and then there's D1. Inglewood was in D1, I want to say. That might even been D2. So
you got these dudes.
You got a top 5 dude in the state who can't get out of the first round of the playoffs. But then you got this dude who just thoroughly dominated the Drew.
And the top 5 dude.
Huh? Right.
And the top 5 dude. And he's the 10.
Right.
But that's how these rank. You know, them rankings be political.
Right.
And he out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If he was out here, if he was at Inglewood, and dude from Inglewood was out there, the tables would be turned for sure.
Right. His squad wasn't stacked either. It wasn't like he was playing with a whole lot of other D1 type dudes. And so all that to say, if the Lakers want to trust the process,
And
which is
punt from one of these dudes.
which is not what I'm advocating for.
But if they did, there would be reasoning behind it.
Right.
You get one of these dudes and then two max players with LeBron's money.
They beat Inglewood 111-92.
Mm,
And dude from Inglewood had 40 some odd.
mm. But dude had 60.
Right.
Damn.
So yeah, next year's draft is gonna be a motherfucker. Like,
Nah, it sound worth tanking for.
which is why they gave New Orleans a F in the draft
Uh, for
for
trading they pick.
next year's pick, unprotected. And they
Mm,
to get dude from Maryland. And I love dude from Maryland. I'm like, that's a good pick.
right.
They
But he
had
better kill.
right. He better keep us out the lotto.
Right.
If we end up in the lotto and that shit ends up anywhere near top 3.
Top 5, it sounds like you're gonna be
Right.
cool.
Right. Right.
Because those just the dudes we know about. You know, it's always 1, 2 dudes that come out of nowhere
Right.
for that top 5 slot.
Right. Nah, and there's some returners
Mm,
who gonna end up pushing. Like, I mean, it's hard for sophomores because the number one nigga in the class of 2026 in this mock, they got him reclassifying somehow.
which they do.
Right. And
Cooper Flag did.
And they got him in this mock as
Because
the
Cooper Flag was going to be in that next draft. He didn't want that smoke.
Oh.
Cooper Flag wasn't trying to see no Boucher or dude from BYU or dude from Kansas. You know what I'm saying? He's like, let me go on with this class. You know what I'm saying?
Right, which would make what if dude from he go to Notre Dame out in the valley, and if he reclassifies to get into this draft,
it's even more loaded.
Right. Then that's the opposite of Cooper Flag. He like, hold on, I could go with my normal timeline and maybe be the number 1 pick.
Right. Or I could just jump in with these headbangers.
Right. And bang heads with them.
Man, it's crazy. It's how the game has changed. Like this reclassifying shit. You heard it every now and then back when we was playing, but not like this.
You heard more holdbacks.
Right.
Than reclassifying up.
Right. But either one was rare. I feel like Gottlieb was the only dude I ever remember doing that back then.
He reclassified up?
Back. He reclassified back. But just reclassifying at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know you could, you know what I mean? When we was playing, I didn't even know that was an option. And most of the time it was back.
Right.
Like I just recently heard dudes moving up. You know what I'm saying? Like I never had heard that back in the day. But even moving back though.
Right.
Was like, damn, you could do that?
And I believe you got to do it before high school.
Oh, you do? Interesting.
Ain't no telling what the rules are now, but theoretically, like, you only get 4 years of high school. Like,
right.
Once you enter high school, you got 4 years, motherfucker. We don't care what happened in them 4 years. It could be COVID, like we ain't giving you no extra year. Like you get 4 years, so that's why it's like if we're gonna hold you back, it needs to be before you get to high school, so that you still get these 4 years of playing against.
In 4 years. Interesting. So is that what Cooper? Oh yeah, actually, because he only went to Duke for 1 year.
Right.
Yeah. Now that's a crazy world now in sports. I mean, I was gonna say basketball, but really it's all sports because they're doing it in football too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm sure in baseball probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I just feel like I'm feeling good because I was happy when the Lakers sold. Like, I'm like, okay, cool.
A
But
new day is here.
as we just sit here and think about, what they could be doing, even in the free agency for this year, has me excited as hell. In a way that's like, y'all don't, this could low key still be y'all pung on the season. But let's go on and get these 2-footers in here. Whatever next year is gonna look like they gonna have a plan, and it's gonna be, if they got a draft pick too, like I mean,
Right. Nah.
moral of the story is we gonna win another chip before Boston do. Like this time last year, it looked like, man, these cats about to run off 3 or 4, and we gonna be stuck at 17.
We never gonna catch them again in our lifetime. But now that's off the table. Like yeah, they fell hard. I mean, Tatum blowing his shit out, you know what I'm saying? Changes everything. And they just sold.
Oh,
So they got new ownership. And they were saying they new ownership, unlike ours, they new ownership ain't trying to spend that money. Because they got Tatum and Brown at like the super max, you know what I'm saying? So they was about to get all the penalties, and them new owners was like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? We just got here. We not going over these Abrams, you know what I'm saying, already, and that's why they're getting rid of everybody. Porzingis, Drew, you know what I'm saying? They saying they not done. Jaylen Brown and Derek White is available. So they tear down because that's the thing. When you tear down how they was built, you're not gonna just be able to build it back like that. You know what I'm saying? They was stacked. They was like OKC.
right.
Were you like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, because they lost another big man, Luke Cornett.
Recently, like this
off
off
season, that was like getting no runs for them. You know what I'm saying? And dudes was like, yeah, that's a good pickup. Like people was talking about, we was looking at him. And I'm like, that's their third big man behind Porzingis and Al Horford. And
right.
he signed with somebody, and they was like, ooh, that's a cool pickup. I'm like, you don't get to break down a team like that and then put a team like that right back together. You know what I'm saying? The decision to break that down is long lasting. Y'all gonna be struggling for a few years, if not a decade.
Right. Especially when you consider that the dude who blew his Achilles
Tatum.
fell into their lap in that draft. Like,
we should have took him.
Right. And who went number 1? Was it the dude? Philly had the number 1 pick and took dude that was
Ben Simmons.
Nah.
It was either Ben.
Went to Washington, a point guard.
Not Markelle Fultz.
Yeah.
Okay. Because those was they two that they blew. Ben Simmons and Fultz.
Fultz went 1. We took Lonzo 2.
And they took Tatum, who wanted to be a Laker. Who grew up idolizing Kobe. But and then De'Aaron Fox went.
Right. We had just took BI like the year before, so we was like,
we don't need another forward from Duke.
right. Nah, and I remember that whole season, like, dude, De'Aaron Fox is killing Lonzo. Like, they played twice that year.
Right, Kentucky and UCLA.
And I was like, ultimately, I was like, this is a dope ass class of point guards. Like, I was probably low key calling it the dopest ever. But yeah, I was like, De'Aaron Fox is better.
Nah, I remember that.
Lonzo. I mean, we had to take him. It was just it made
The
too much
LA
sense.
factor, right. His dad was loud. He kind of, if you squinted real hard, you could kind of see magic.
Right. And he had done some stupid shit in the high school level, like beating Modern Day by 50, beating Inglewood in the playoffs. Like,
Right. Now, and that 1 year at UCLA.
right, he got dude Lotto picked. That white power forward they had, who you have not heard since. Indiana drafted him. He went to a high school in San Diego. He went to the school that Jay Hans ended up at his senior year. Jay Hans came in the year after him. Shit, he was Lotto. Fuck. I know we about to bring this shit to a close. We said we was gonna do a short show.
Right. Here we are, an hour and a half. But Jay has been touching head, been close to some real dudes. If Dude and then Aiton all at that school around the same time.
Right. Well, these is two different schools too.
Okay.
Who am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for shit. Shai was in that same draft.
Shai Cotton? Oh no, Shai Alexander. Shai Gildress. I was like, wait a minute. What year was that?
2018, the DeAndre Ayton draft with Luka and Trey and Jaren Jackson. Shai went 11th.
In 2018?
Shai was never rated above Jay Hans.
Really?
Never.
Wow.
Same high school year.
And that's Colin Sexton.
Right.
Because it's that video of Jay and Colin Sexton going head up that went viral.
Right.
Like these are two guards in this draft. And Shai is like, really? Really?
TJ Leaf, he didn't go Lotto. He went 18th.
Okay.
But he shouldn't have even done that. Like, Lonzo got it.
That's crazy.
Lonzo was like, I think he might have been McDonald's.
TJ Leaf?
Yeah. But
I don't even remember him, but he went first round, huh?
One and done at UCLA.
With Lonzo.
Right. I'm going to come in with Lonzo and I'm leaving with Lonzo.
And my career is going to end with Lonzo.
Nah. He been gone. Lonzo's still at least holding on.
Right, because he got traded. Lonzo got traded to Cleveland.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. A couple days ago. Because they was talking about we was looking at bringing Lonzo back. Because we need wing help too.
Right? Nah, I wouldn't have been mad at that. Like, of all the other possible shit you've been naming.
Because Marcus Smart. He in that. Bring the wing. We need a new wing that played D dude. Because I don't even think he played last year. Or if he did, he didn't play much. He was hurt most of last year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he gonna be on that value tip.
I remember wanting him in whatever draft that was. I think that's the year we took Drew Randall.
Mm.
We took Drew Randall. Nah, he wasn't the second pick. He was like fifth or sixth. And I felt like
Smart one before that.
Right. Like maybe a pick before.
Right.
TJ Leaf. He was McDonald's, but he wasn't supposed to.
He one and done.
Right.
That's crazy.
So all that to say, Lonzo had enough around him that he could be like, dude,
y'all better take me.
I'm Magic-esque.
Nah, I mean, he forced our hand. Magic wanted him. Magic was our GM.
Nah, I feel like I feel like the last thing he did was bring LeBron in, but I feel like that might have been his last draft pick.
Mm. As it should have been. Looking at the result, we passed on Tatum and Fox.
Right.
Either one of them, well, actually, Tatum blew his shit out, but I'm like, either one of those right now would have us in a way better position. But I mean, who knows if Tatum blows his shit out with us? But you gotta factor in that was probably coming for him at some point. But they got a chip out of that.
Right now. And they talked about how with both him and the cat from Indiana,
Halliburton.
yeah, how they both played Olympics last year.
Mm.
Like, they both kind of been just nonstop. But the Olympics, they was like the
Icing on the cake.
Of just like these dudes got no break.
Because Matt Barnes, his take on the whole Achilles thing was they playing too much hoop. That was his take. And that goes in line with that. You know what I'm saying? But then my thing is LeBron is 50. He played. You know what I'm saying? If anybody would have blew theirs out, it should have been him.
Right, because Tatum and your boy didn't play much in the Olympics. Like, right. That was part of the story.
Nah, but then they probably gonna be like, that's because LeBron is on that clear. That's why he ain't tearing shit, you know what I'm saying? Because he on HGH. Yeah. And it's crazy because Dame tore his too, right?
Yeah.
And all of them were number 0. Tatum, Halliburton, and Dame. I thought that was crazy.
That is. And the 4 niggas that Dallas got, somehow you add all their numbers up and it adds up to 77. When you add up, I think
AD,
Clay, Kyrie, and your boy that they just drafted.
Cooper Flag.
Clay, I think, is 31. I can't remember their numbers, but I saw some that was like, yeah, all 4 of them dudes, you add their numbers up, it equals 77.
Some of this numerology be crazy, dude.
Right.
And I don't know what to do with it. I just acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it means, how, whatever, but it's weird that, you know what I mean, stuff like that happens. It was a bunch of shit like that with Kobe.
Right.
The 8 and the 24, that went into all kind of weird, you know what I mean, numerology case.
Yeah.
But yeah, this probably a good time to hop off. We at 1.5 hours numerically. That's a good round number. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I guess we'll end it here. Let me see. Yeah, thank y'all again, man, for tuning in. Thanks everybody that's for commenting, you know what I'm saying, letting us know how y'all watching. We appreciate y'all, you know what I mean? Anybody else, anything else you want to shout out before we go?
Nah, man, we gonna see what Los Dodgers Day looks like when we come back, and hopefully by then, Bowl and dominating will be Lakers.
Right. Nah, that sounds good. All right, man. Thank y'all again. It's the Kool Kareem Matthews podcast. I'm Kareem. That's my boy Rod. We out.